Hi Scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am here with another layout for you from the Scrap Stash January kit. And for this layout, I wasn't quite sure which pictures I wanted to use, so I'm just kind of going through a few of them that I had next to my desk. And I have these ones from Valentine's, well, it wasn't Valentine's Day, it was like the night before Valentine's, and we were making some little goodies for my son's preschool teacher. And the boys were helping me make these Rice Krispie treats. And so I thought about using these 4 pictures. And that is kind of what's going to start this whole layout. So I'm just going to pull out a few different sheets of paper. And I'm thinking that maybe I want to use that really light pink as a mat, possibly, for the pictures, but it's just not big enough for all of them. And so I kind of scrapped that idea. And I actually had I guess I was pulling up a layout on Pinterest. And I think I stepped away to go look on my computer to do that, just because sometimes it's easier to search in an actual browser on a computer than on your phone. So I found this sketch and I really liked it. And so I'm going to use it. And I am actually only going to use 3 photos. It called for 4, but I'm just going to use these 3 photos that you see right there. I'm going to mount them on this floral paper. It's kind of like a coral or a pink or something like that. I think it's more coral than anything. So I'm going to mount those 2 photos, and then I was thinking that this one I could make into a circle. So I pulled out this circle punch that I hadn't even used once, I don't think, and I'm going to position it on the photo. I need to cut it off a little bit just to make it go in further. And I just want to get my fingers and the Rice Krispie treat in the picture. So I am trying to figure out where I want to place these photos on the layout. And I didn't have a hole punch or like a circle punch that was bigger than that one that I just used. So I'm just going to have to freehand cutting out a circle. And so I used that ribbon, whatever you call it, the ribbon holder, the circular ribbon thing. And I just cut out this circle. And it was kind of quite a bit bigger than the picture, and so I kind of cut it down a little bit more, and I'm wishing now that I look at it on the layout that I had cut it down even more than what I'm doing right here, but it's okay. It still looks nice with the photos. So now I am trying to figure out what other papers I want to use. So I'm going to take all of those pattern papers off of the layout, and I put down this white piece of paper from my stash. I didn't have it in the kit, and I think by this point I didn't really have a whole lot of 12 by 12 papers left in the kit, and so that's why I pulled this white one from my stash. Here I am going to make the banners out of this brown paper, and it was a scrap that I put into this kit. So I cut it out and I make it into a banner, and I'm going to cut out another banner shape to go on the top of the layout above that photo on the left hand corner. So that is pretty much what the layout is going to look like. I'm going to put a couple different pieces of paper behind the photos. There's that one kind of maroonish, and then there is this flower paper that is from Creative Memories. And so I am going to use that. And at this time, I'm thinking I'm just going to use that little strip. But eventually, I think I add another piece of it as well. So now I'm going to start gluing these things down. Oh, first off, I guess I'm going to do some sprinkling with some spray from some mist from Studio Calico, and it is called Cameo, and it's kind of like a pinkish orange color. So here I'm just trying to figure out where I want to line everything up. And since I already had the adhesive on my photo, I just placed it on top of all those layers, and that seemed to work out okay. There were a couple areas that didn't want to stay, but that's okay. So I get those pattern papers stuck down. And now I'm going to stick this picture down. And also the circle. And I'm thinking it looks kind of bare, so I was like, well, maybe I could put this flower sticker down, but I decided I didn't like that. And now here I am thinking I'm going to use these alphas for the title, but I also am feeling like that area next to the left-hand photo and above the bottom right photo is just a little bit too bare. So I cut out a piece of that floral paper and some brown, and I'm thinking I'm going to mat that there and have that as my journaling area, but then I decide I don't really like the way the floral paper looks. So I'm going to cut this brown paper down and make it into a banner and use that as my journaling area. So here is where I decide I need a little bit more of that floral paper above that photo. So I cut it down to about the size that I want, and then I glue it down. And here I am trying to figure out exactly where I want to position this other banner. And I really, really wanted to use this flower sticker. As you can see, I keep going back to it. So I put a part of it there. And then I'm also going to put another part down in that by the other part of that banner. So I pull that up. And I position it right there. And I'm just kind of taking in two other pieces from that flower that I cut off and placing them around the layout. Now I'm going to do the title, and I pulled out my tweezers because I thought, oh, that will make this process with these small little stickers a lot easier. And so I put down the S, and for this layout it's going to be named Sticky Fingers. And then when I go to the T, it was a little bit harder to do it, to pull it up. And here I'm kind of trying to fiddle with where I want to put my title. So I pull out this wax paper grudgingly. I don't know why I didn't want to use it that day. And I'm going to start sticking all of the stickers down on there. And here is where I start to kind of have a problem with the stickers, They really didn't want to come off of this sheet. I don't know why, but they just were not very fun to peel off. I think at one point I end up actually ripping, like, I think I go to use the F here. Yeah. And it is just not wanting to come out. So I'm not sure I'm going to keep these. I had to glue them down with a liquid glue to make sure that they would stay because they just weren't sticky. These are going to take me a little while to fidget with, so I cut out most of it. And here I am going to put them all down with the Tombow aqua glue. And I'm just doing that because, like I said earlier, they weren't sticky on the back. Some of them were, but most of them were not, I believe. And this G gave me such a hard time. I had to like try cutting out the middle part and it just wasn't coming out because part of the sticker from like the backing had stuck to the inside of that G, and so I was trying to make it look pretty and it just wasn't working. So I kind of just gave up after a little while and just glued it down. And here I'm going to try to pull out that bottom piece, but I'm going to decide just to leave it in. So I got the word fingers down, and then now I'm going to move on to sticky. And I guess there were just a few of them that I was gluing down with the aqua glue, not all of them. Which, as I'm sitting here looking at the layout, I can notice a couple of them that I probably should go back and re-glue on the bottom. I think that G isn't probably going to last, and the E and the F as well. So I got those done, and I'm going to put that aside. Now I am going to do the journaling, and I just journaled about how Brennan really liked to watch me as I was trying to put down the Rice Krispie treats, and they were just sticking to my hands. But he didn't want to try it himself because he and my oldest son have, I don't know what that's called, sensory issues, I think that's what it's called. And so they don't really like to get dirty or messy or sticky or anything like that, especially when they were little. It's not quite so bad now that they're older. So here I'm going to add just a few more sprays, or sorry, a few more sprinkles, spritz, what? I don't know what it's called. Sorry, I can't think. And then I'm going to pull out some enamel dots. And these are from ones that I made myself. And this was just a mixture of different colors. I don't usually just buy one color and do a batch of those. I did like assorted colors, so gives you a little bit more to play with. And then I use this blue twine, which I got this in a rack from Ronnie Sue Scrapper. It was a while ago that she gave me that, probably around when we started doing our challenges together. I think she actually gave that to me in the kit she sent me because we sent each other kits and homemade kits, and I think she sent me a bunch of that twine. So here I'm just using my Zots to glue down those enamel dots, and I really love using Zots to glue them down because it's so much easier than using glue, liquid glue. My dog has come to visit me, and my room is so messy right now that he has to find a path to get towards me. So if you hear a bunch of noises, it's him trying to get to me. Okay, so on this sticker sheet, I had a bunch of little circles, and I decided to use those around the title. and to use them also as the dot above the eye, because it was so hard to get out the dot from the sticker sheet that I just didn't worry about it. And that is it for my layout. So thank you so much for watching, and go ahead and hit like so that YouTube knows that you like my videos, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.